Ah, I have reigned for 10 years now, but I am not at peace. However, as soon as that war ends, I will be capable of changing the succession laws for Dawn, which means that males will inherit before females. I realise that that's a regressive step in terms of, basic human rights, but in terms of achieving my goal, it does make things an awful lot easier, because I won't have to kidnap/execute my daughter every time whichever character I control has a daughter first instead of a son. So really, I'm being much more humane about it. And I think I may have come up with a way of ending this war quickly, because the plot power to kill him is... oh, no, I thought it was 60%, but it's 6, and we don't have anyone really that will support it. Never mind, that war's not going to end anytime soon. Wow, they have 3 men. The Iron Islands. That's what I've done to the Iron Islands. Their army consists of 3 men. Ah, Lord Alaric of Redwatch, who's the person that supported my war for the Stormlands, is now trying to fabricate a claim on that very territory. But if we ask him to end his plot, he will say yes. Well, yes, he's given up. Well, that was good, because I was worried I'd have to kill him. Oh wow, Lord Simon of the Iron Islands actually won that war. How did that happen? Seriously. How the hell did that happen? Oh well. Now what I'm just taking a look into here is if there are any Tullys left at all that I might invite to my court and use to claim the Riverlands. For themselves, obviously I wouldn't be able to take control of the Riverlands, but what it would mean is that the Stark Empire, as it was, would be broken up, so it would just be the North. Yep, okay, I have no idea how Lord Simon won that war, but perhaps he is the right man to rule the Iron Islands if his army of 3 is that unbeatable. Yeah, there don't seem to be many Tullys left alive. And it looks like it's going to be tricky to get any of them to come to our court as well. Which is somewhat surprising. Interesting, his liege is actually the Lord of Rook's Rest. Although the Lord of Rook's Rest is under direct control of the Crown, so I don't think I can actually get hold of that one. But if I murder the Lord of Rook's Rest, maybe he'll have more of a reason to come to my court. Seeing as a lot of his staying there hinges on his relationship with the Lord of Rook's Rest. So I can't claim Rook's Rest until 8358, so I need to wait 3 years if I want to claim that territory and hopefully take in the Tullys. The other option, of course, is to select a Stark that could rule over the North in place of Eddard. But in any case, judging by their loyalty to the Crown, I'm guessing that I'm going to have to split up the North and the Riverlands so that they pose less of a threat. And also, I will have one of the 2 territories as an ally. The other one as an enemy, but better than having both as an enemy. I really want to marry Stannis to this Tully here, but unfortunately I don't think I can because Stannis is still widowed. Oh, and so is Zoe. Okay, so this is another request to have a lower rank vassal given over. I'll give her what I want for now. I'll give her what she wants, rather, for now. But we could also invite Starks into our court, which is what I've just done, trying to bribe a member of King Robert II's court, who was a Stark who is not in control of the north at the moment. I've already forgotten who it was. There we go. Lord Theo, I believe, is the one. Unfortunately, he is reluctant to join my court. Ever so slightly reluctant. He's very close to being... The pluses and the minuses are balancing out. I need something to tip the scales in my favour, if at all possible, although I can't think what, seeing as I've already bribed him. So, looks like we might have to look down other avenues. But the main goal remains, as ever, breaking up that damned empire to the north. Strangely enough, I cannot marry Edmund Tully to Stannis, as much as it would solve all of my problems. Sort of. Although not really, because their firstborn would inherit anyway, and she has a child. What would... that's true, actually, yeah. I couldn't unite the Riverlands and Dorne and the Stormlands under one ruler. It would be that the Riverlands would either become a separate state run by a separate branch of House Baratheon, or it would be a vassal of my dominion. In any case, I wouldn't be able to have full control. Although if it became a vassal, that would be exactly what I was looking for, but it won't. That's essentially the problem here. Lord Byron of Wendwater has died, and his title has been passed on. Fair enough. Just looking at the war options against Lord Eddard II, obviously Claw Isle, or I think that little isolated island there, is under dominion of the north because I forget her name, but the lady of that territory died without leaving a direct heir, and so now the following heir is a vassal of Eddard's. So it's under control of the north. Not the biggest territory, probably not worth starting a war with the second greatest military power in Westeros, shall we say. Yeah, probably not worth starting a war over that. Certainly plenty of factions vying for the throne, although none of them have any clout behind them. My vassal, Lady Melara I of the Rainwood, has requested that a lower-ranked vassal should serve her rather than me directly. Fine. Just take all the vassals, whatever. I don't care. She's very persistent in asking. Anguy of Scimitar shall be my new Master of Whisperers. He has the highest letter-opening skills of all of the Master of Whisperers. But seriously though, the dagger next to the letter sort of slightly implies that it's just a glorified letter opener. So, yeah, I always think of that as letter opening skill rather than intrigue. That's not true, that's a recent development, otherwise I would have called it as such for the entirety of this series. That's not relevant in the slightest, is it? Nope, not at all. The thing is, there's so many characters in this game that there becomes a large amount of them that you just stop caring about. That guy I kind of do care about, even though his name is not one that would spring to mind, but I guess I need a new Septon. Looks like it's going to be a Renly of Sunny Sept, with his high book learning skills. And obviously I'll have him perform some charitable works. Now, what do I want to build next? Because I've got quite a lot of gold. Large estate seems good enough. Basically trying to increase my personal troop count, because you never know when you might need them. There's Lord Stannis there. Mixed opinion of me, apparently, on it being on 0, but he seems to be growing well enough. He's got a son as an heir called Caspar, which is, you know, never a bad thing. The lineage seems to be relatively secure. Frankly, I'm quite happy for Stannis to stay in charge for a while. The stability would do us some good. Especially seeing as it'd be a bad idea to show any weakness in the face of the threat from the north, which admittedly is not currently a threat, seeing as I am seemingly the only one with open machinations against them, but that's the thing about this game, you don't know what the other guys are thinking. Sometimes, anyway. Tourney of Ironwood. Sure. Say, Region of Dawn. Shipbreaker Bay's been passed over. Suspicious accident involved there. Murders are so commonplace that they just, you know, the news goes in one ear and it comes out the other. Like, oh, so and so is murdered. Well, so what? What are we gonna do? Murder the next lord? Stressful.